Good morning, welcome to UWS Sports Show. I'm Kenny Bogue and today we're going to discuss walking football. And to help us, we are joined by Gary McLaughlin, who is the chairman of Walking Football Scotland. Welcome to the show, Gary.
Thanks, Kenny. Good morning.
Well, Gary, first and foremost, we must ask, for those of us that don't know, what is walking football?
Walking football is a life-changing experience, actually, for the older generation, I can say, being one. Walking football is a derivative of the national game, the game that we all know as football, with minor alterations.
Right, okay. And when you say for the older generation, is it generally older guys that play, or what's the sort of age range?
It was started primarily for that, for over 50s.
Right.
But it's all inclusive, so we have some really good women players playing just now.
Right.
There's more men, but in my age group, it was men that actually played football. The ladies actually were sent to netball.
Right.
And they were actually banned from playing football at that time. We are more inclusive now, and it's great to see. And I could say actually that it's even better to see that the women are represent Scotland in a World Cup.
All right, fantastic. That's brilliant. Yeah. And when you say it's a derivative of football, what do you mean? What's the sort of difference? Is there a difference in the rules, or?
Yes, fine tweaks, I think, to the rules. Being of that age group, as I say, we were sitting watching TVs, or later on you're coming in from work, couldn't play football, can't run anymore, the joints, knees, even, myself, it was my heart, but couldn't play football. So walking football made that achievable again. So where we can walk, there's no running,
right.
And there's rules for, I think we'd spoken earlier about the three touch.
Yeah.
So in Scotland we play three touch football, which is more inclusive, that the good players don't dribble.
Yeah.
And if you dribble with a ball, you're inviting a tackle, so you don't really want that at our age. And you have, if you run 3 times during a session, it's a penalty against you, but that could be 3 members of your team.
Right, okay.
So it brings in a bit of self-policing as well, that if you know your team's going to run, or 3 players run 3 times, you get a penalty against you, and it's quite costly in walking football.
No, I can imagine.
No tackles from behind,
right.
No headering the ball.
So is there a height limit then when you can't header the ball? Or?
Yeah, usually above head height, but if we tend to play with 6-a-side, 7-a-side goals, so it's slightly above head height,
right.
So the crossbar height you would stay to. Again, our age group and things, head on the ball, we don't know the damage that we're doing. And it's to keep it safe,
right, okay.
And allow us to engage in sport again.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. And when you say Walking Football Scotland, I mean, is it all over Scotland? I mean, how many sort of local authorities have you got involved?
There are 30 of the 32 local authorities involved. You still get two to
master.
Yeah, I wouldn't name them.
Better not.
But yeah, there's Orkney, Shetland, so it's from...
So it's as far as up as that?
Yeah, down to the borders. So there's about 85 groups, and I would reckon there's over 3,000 over 50s regularly playing.
Brilliant, that's amazing.
Football. We said, sorry, and I went off my tangent. There are people under 50, and there's more people coming into the game. We are all inclusive. There could be people with 40 that have physical disabilities,
right.
or mental disabilities, and it's a thing we all say, because we all have mental health. So it is all inclusive, and if people come in at that age group under 50, they can play. Where we draw the line as Walking Football Scotland is in competition, because the sheer physicality of someone
right.
who is under 50 is much stronger than maybe a guy that could be 60 or 65.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate it. And when you talk about competition, is there competitions throughout Scotland? Is there leagues?
Yeah, well, we're new. Walking Football Scotland was, as you know, a registered Scottish charity.
Yep.
But we were formed in December of 2017.
Right,
so
okay.
We're young. And getting there. There's a national league held at Ravenscraig. And we say it's a national league, but it is primarily from the south coming up to central Scotland.
Right, okay.
A lot of the northern clubs can't come down.
It's
for
a bit
costs
far
and
from
things.
them, yeah, I'd imagine.
So there is that, and what we've done is Walking Football Scotland at the AGM, which was the end of last year, has agreed to go into regions, similar to the Scottish FA sort of regions. There's fine tweaks. So we'll push out to allow them to get leagues and whatever they wanted to do to engage. But it's not all about competition.
No, I'd imagine it's a lot to do with health-wise and stuff like that, especially for a lot of older
Yeah.
people getting back in, and I'd imagine there'd be a bit of camaraderie as well. Because I mean, I know you said yourself you used to play football, and I'd imagine you'd miss that, and then getting back in the changing room must be sort of good for everyone.
Yeah, well, even that, you have a lot of the guys that played with me would say, I never played football.
Well, yeah, ran about.
Well, again,
No,
they
you
said
can't.
I walked in anyway. So yeah, it's that sort of banter. And we found that we were one of the earliest signatories to the Scotland's Mental Health Charter.
Right.
Through and working with Sam H. And what we've found is it happens naturally in walking football, that even if somebody's getting off the couch to come and play sport, it's great, it's active, but to engage with the banter, as you were saying, and the camaraderie, hello, how you doing, is fantastic if somebody's maybe alone or isolated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it all happens naturally. It's a fantastic thing, and that's why I said earlier, it's life-changing.
No, definitely. No, it sounds it. Yeah. And it all began in 2012, am I right?
Yeah, Pass for All charity and Age Scotland sort of kicked it off. They were aware that, again, it was primarily men at that initial time, over 50, weren't engaging in sport. And to be fair, and I don't want to look at the camera and get accused of saying that I wouldn't do line dancing, but I wouldn't do line dancing.
Yeah.
So line dancing, bridge clubs and things like that, bingo, wasn't for me. And a lot of guys wouldn't engage in it, but because we couldn't run, so we couldn't play football, gave up fives. So we've now able to do it because you can walk. So it's honestly, it's huge.
No, it sounds pretty good, yeah. And how can people get involved with it? You know, if someone's out there watching this and they want to get involved with walking football, what's the best way to go about it?
Well, we have a website, and at walkingfootballscotland.org,
right.
Where you can go onto that. Even just put in Walking Football Scotland, it will take you to it. You can click on it, and on the front page there's a join in section. If you click down the join in, it will list the local authorities that we're engaged in. And you'll find your centres and the times and things quite easily. Hopefully it's easily.
Well, no, thank you very much, Gary. There we go, guys. That's how you get involved with walking football. Thanks again, and tune in next week for more. Thank you.
Okay.